What's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy Dope. I'm back with another video, you dig what I'm saying, man? And today's video is everything you need to know before moving to DC part 1, man. Now, if y'all know, man, I just recently moved to DC. I'm still in the process of moving to DC from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a slow transition, but you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a transition nonetheless because, you know what I'm saying? I still like to play both cities. So before I permanently move here, I'm playing both cities right now. But here's everything you need to know before moving to DC. I know a lot of people, especially young people, I don't really see a lot of people talking about moving to DC, especially if it's not like job, family, or career oriented or something like that. So, but I moved to DC. I like DC. I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know before moving to DC. And really before moving anywhere. Like you could apply this to any city, but we're just gonna say DC for all my people out there looking to move to DC. And really, if you live on the East Coast, I feel like DC is a city for East Coast people. Like if you live in like Philly, if you live in Pittsburgh, if you live in New York, if you live in Boston, you know, you're looking to come a little bit further south, but you still want the same vibes, you feel me? Come to DC. If you live in the South and you want to escape north, you know what I'm saying? You want to come feel these north vibes, come to DC. You know what I'm saying? It's right there. It's not that far from the north. It's not that far from the south. So it's perfect location. Now, the first thing you want to know before moving anywhere, but especially in DC, is about the laws, man. You want to know about these laws because you ain't trying to get locked up. We ain't trying to see them bars, man. I ain't never seen a prison. I ain't never been in an interrogation room. I barely even got tickets, you know what I'm saying? I barely been in the courtroom before. So I don't want to get in trouble, and you don't either. So to avoid getting in trouble, you might want to, you know, look over the laws and really see, like, what can I do here? What's legal? What's illegal? Everything that's legal in Atlanta might not be legal in DC. You can't move the same. You can't do the same thing. So you just might want to, you know, check out the laws and make sure everything is everything before moving here. You know what I'm saying? Then notice DC is close to Maryland. Is also close to Virginia. The state lines is real close. You could be driving and you in another state. You don't even know. You don't even know you crossed over into Virginia. You don't even know you in Maryland. But the laws is different. You feel me? So it's like, for instance, in the liquor stores, right? Like, I don't think DC and Maryland, I don't think they put liquor in the grocery store, but Virginia do. You know what I'm saying? Like, weed legal in DC, but it's not legal in Maryland and Virginia, you feel me? So you can be in a car smoking a blunt, you make a left, you in Virginia, you get pulled over, you get a weed charge, you feel me? Like, the laws is different, so you just wanna make sure you know. The state lines is close, so you wanna make sure, you wanna know what state you in. You feel me? But that's one thing I do like about DC too, is the fact that it is so close to all other states, because I could be in New York, Philly, DC all in one day. All in one day, you wouldn't know where I'm at. Like, I could really dip out and be gone. Like, so that's one thing I do like about DC, but for sure, you definitely want to make sure you know the laws, because you don't want to get locked up and you don't want to get in trouble. Like, I would hate for you not to have a record and you come to DC and get a record, or you move anywhere and you get a record. Know the laws wherever you at, because ignorance of the law is not an excuse. They gonna lock your ass up anyway. So just make sure you know your laws. I touched on this on my other video, DC versus Atlanta, but you always wanna know the cost of living. Now, the cost of living in DC, honestly, it's not that bad. Now, for me, I'm gonna go into a little detail. Now, I'm paying under $2,000 a month for my crib. Same thing in Atlanta though, I was paying under $2,000 a month, but I also make more money in DC. So, with that being said, if you can keep your cost of living, you know, about the same or less, you gonna make more money here, depending on where you're coming from. Like I said, you probably coming from a state that, you know, if you're coming from up north, you might be downgrading in a sense, but you'll get more out of your money. Because I done been in New York. You can't even stretch your motherfucking hands up in the shower without touching the ceiling. I done felt it, you know what I'm saying? I done felt it, I know. So you can get a little bit more space down here in DC for your money, you feel me? Like, you might make less money, but that's okay. Definitely, just knowing the cost of living. You gotta know the cost of living, because you wanna be able to make a budget. You gotta be able to know how much money coming in, how much money going out, how much money do I need? I wanna do this, I want these shoes, I need to make groceries. Like, you know, you need to know how much gas costs if you got a car. You feel me? Like, you gotta know this stuff, because you gotta make a proper budget, because if you don't budget, that just means you planning on failing. And if you planning on failing, then you pretty much living check to check. And if you living check to check, that's a good formula for disaster. You feel me? Which is not bad, because most of us do live check to check. It's not like everybody out here balling out of control. I know a lot of people on social media are, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not balling out of control. I'm just a regular guy on my regular journey of life. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing better than some, I'm doing worse than some, but that's just life. You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as we live, you want to know the cost of living because you got a budget. You know what I'm saying? You got to know your budget. That's all I'm saying. Know your cost of living. Don't go over your budget. Live for you. It's cheaper to be yourself. It's cooler to be yourself. So always remember that, kids. You know what I'm saying? Don't be trying to keep up with the Joneses. Don't be trying to live out of character. Don't be trying to ball on their budget. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you'll try to ball on their budget. Like they could do this. They could do this every day. You might only be able to do this once a month. They can do this every day, and you do it one day. Now you done fucked up your month. You know what I'm saying? Know your cost of living before moving somewhere. All my young people out there, know your cost of living. You don't want to go broke. Know your cost of living. The cost of living in DC, some would say it's high, some would say it's low. I say it's about the same as Atlanta. Not much has really changed, you feel me? It's about the same. Now this is something I did not prepare for. I knew about it, but I didn't prepare for it. And that's just the weather conditions, man. Oh my God. It get cold in DC for sure. It get cold in DC. And not only does it get cold, it get windy. Like, it's windy. Like the other day when I got here, I got off the train, the wind was smacking me. The wind was smacking the fuck out of my face. Like, I'm like, damn, like I could barely move. Like the wind was down there knocking me down. Like, you know what I'm saying? I consider myself kind of sturdy, kind of strong. So it's like, how strong was the wind blowing? Like, you feel me? So definitely be prepared for the weather, man. Like, I moved in the wintertime. Like, this is probably the dumbest time to move to DC. You probably want to move to DC in the summertime, something like that. But the wintertime, I ain't gonna lie, man, it's freezing cold, man. But luckily, Atlanta gets cold. So it's not too much colder than Atlanta, but it's definitely cold. You feel me? And it stays cold. Like, it stays cold all day. Whereas Atlanta, it'll get a little, like, hot during the day. But, like, DC is cold. Like, it's cold from morning to night, especially at night. Like, it get cold. Like, it get cold, it stay cold, it's gonna be cold. Like, it's cold, like, for sure. Like, it's cold. So make sure you get you a North Face, make sure you get a coat. And that's one thing for me, like, for all my Southerners, you know, and y'all probably can relate, I've never had a winter coat, like a real winter coat. Like, all my coats and jackets be for fashion. Like, I don't be, you know, I don't be trying to stay warm. Like, I don't really gotta stay warm. But in DC, you gotta stay warm. Like, you need a coat. I need a coat. Like, hey, I need a North Face. I need something sturdy. Like, I need a coat. I need a jacket for real. Like, hey, the weather, man. If you move to DC, the weather. Be prepared for the weather, the climate change, because it's gonna happen. You feel me? We not in Kansas no more. We not down south no more. We not having 9-month-long summers and 2-month-long winters. It's wintertime. Like, when it's wintertime, it's wintertime. But like I said, I'm gonna give y'all an update on this video when the summertime come out. Cause I heard DC summertime is beautiful. So I'm definitely looking forward to the summertime. But definitely take the weather into consideration, because it definitely gets cold out here. And I had to leave my faucets running. I ain't never had to leave my faucets running before a day in my life. So that was different. Let's talk about the street lights. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not really a driver. I don't really drive. I hate driving. It's not my thing. I get in car accidents. So I don't really like to drive. I don't care for driving. But if you do drive, be aware of the street lights, like the traffic lights. Like they not regular. Like, some of them are regular, but like some of them are, they'll be like on a random pole. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'll just be on a random pole. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, if you live in DC, you know what I'm talking about, and y'all probably used to it. But if you're not from here, just be prepared, like, the street lights to be on random poles. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just watch out for that. That was just a random thought. You know what I'm saying? The street lights is weird. Also, let's account for the traffic now. Mind you that this is the DMV area, meaning you have people from Maryland, you have people from Virginia, you have people from DC, and they might all come to DC to work. You feel me? Meaning they got to go back home at the end of the day. At the end of that shift, you got people coming in, you got people coming out. You feel me? So it's heavy traffic. It's heavy traffic. If you drive, you know what I'm saying? If you just one of those people who need a car, who need that, like, just know you will be sitting in traffic. Now we're gonna talk to the people who are like me, who not embarrassed and who not ashamed to use the public transportation. Now, DC has one of the best public transportation systems in the country. In the United States, it has one of the best public transit in the United States. Not playing, no cap on that, you feel me? The train, I love this place because the train right behind my building. I can get motion real quick. You know what I'm saying? You go get on the train. I could be anywhere. I could go all the way to New York on that motherfucker. Like, you feel me? Like, public transportation is the best route to go. Walking, scooters, all that. Now I will say the rules is a little different. You know what I'm saying? As far as like scooters and everything. Now the bus, I don't recommend taking the bus because I'm just not no bus person. But the bus is free. The bus is totally free in DC. Do y'all understand that the bus is free? Like, it should, like, as long as you live on the bus line, you can hop on that bitch and go to where you need to go and be where you need to be for free. For free, yes. And nothing in life is free, but DC bus system is free. Like, y'all can hop on that for free and be wherever, like, for free. Like, for free. Like, and they don't give us nothing in life, but that's free. Like, hey, you need to take advantage of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, we balling on a budget, you know what I'm saying? Take them free rides and save your money, and you can put that towards something else, you feel me? So, if you can get I know if I can get a free ride, I'ma hop on it. If I gotta hop on a bus, I'ma hop on it. Like, I'm against the bus, but I'm not too good for the bus. I don't want it to sound like I'm too good for the bus. And then the train like $2-3. You can be wherever you need to be. Like, I fuck with the public transportation. Like, I don't know.